I'm Jake Moss, English trainer for the Language Institute, i-diom. And here's Nellie, the elephant. In my experience as an English teacher, I have had many students who could negotiate a business deal or spoke like they were directly out of a romantic English novel, yet struggled to have basic conversation, or what is also referred to as small talk in English. In such a situation, I would remind them that there is nothing small about small talk. There is a big difference in communicating effectively and small talk. I'm not referring to commenting on the weather. However, confidently holding a meaningful and memorable conversation like me and Nellie are about to have when meeting somebody for the first time is a vital skill in the professional world and beyond. Now me and Nellie are going to give you a few basic tips of how to master the art of small talk. Firstly, it is important to know the difference between small talk, informal and casual situations. What I mean is, small talk in professional situations is often different than in casual situations. However, there are some tips that apply to both situations, and also many other languages as well as in English. For example, in whatever you say, aim to make the other person feel comfortable. Keep your body language in mind also when thinking about this. Remember, it's always nice to meet somebody, even if it is your partner's ex-partner, and you want to stab them in the eye with a fork. Begin with a friendly greeting like the expression, "Hi, it's nice to meet you." Look for a compliment. "Nice shoes, Nellie." Whether it be on their shoes or the poncho that they are wearing. Don't go asking any very personal questions. For example, "Hi, I'm Jake. What's your bra size?" But don't be afraid to be very open. This creates trust between you and the new acquaintance. And finally, ask open-ended questions like, "How do you know the host of the party?" Some examples of how to find common ground, as we say in English, or find things you have in common from which to launch your conversation in social situations are the following. Comment on your surroundings. If you are at a house party, comment on the apartment or the neighborhood. The most common question in the English language is, "What do you do?" That is always a good start, even if it is asked too often. Current affairs or what's in the news can also be a good starting point. If the person looks like they are from abroad, ask them about their background, but be sure to ask them, "Are you from here?" rather than "Where are you from?" as this may seem that you are making the assumption because of their appearance, which can be rude. And in general, keep your topics light-hearted. So don't mention topics like your terrorist plot to take over the world, how coffee gives you diarrhea, your love life or your lack of it. In professional situations, your questions will obviously depend on where you're meeting the person, whether it is at a conference or in the office. However, the following topics are ideal for starting off a conversation. For example, "How's business, Nellie?" "What company do you work for, Nellie?" Follow this up with honest enthusiasm in the person's field of work and the company they work for with many follow-up questions. If it is a client of yours, not from your city, give them some insider tips on restaurants and where to get the best coffee. But if they are a client, make sure that they are the dominant focus of the small talk. And if you're really sly, slip in a comment like, "I'm very tired because of all the work I've been doing lately," which translates to the listener the current success of your business. A few common basic questions and phrases that can be used to provoke a light-hearted small talk conversation are, "Hi, My name's Jerry Lewis. It's nice to meet you. How's it going? What line of work are you involved in? What keeps you busy when you're out of work? What do you do in your spare time? Have you got any holidays planned coming up? How did you come to be in your line of work? Are you from... Think of what would interest those you're talking to and ask a question relating to their thoughts of current affairs, beginning with, what do you think about? Or you can ask a crazy, out-of-place question or observation, and this can sometimes be the best to break the ice. For example, if I was to shoot a documentary about you, I would film a close-up of your hands. One more tip before we wrap it up. Try to listen more than you talk when you first meet somebody. An open ear is always appreciated, more than an open mouth. People don't want to see your breakfast, let alone your whole life story, the first time they meet you. So that's all for this video lesson brought to you by i-diom, the Language Institute. Be sure to check out the website, and we look forward to hearing from you. And oh yeah, as Nelly would say, be sure to subscribe.